Lady. Oh, that was really bad. Another really bad brake slam. We're immediately going the wrong way through this parking lot, and now we're getting really awkward looks from people. It is going to, once again, try to drive through this street that's closed. Yep, so count that as another disengagement. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and happy Friday. We're back out here in Williamsburg again for another random destinations video, and we're gonna go ahead and get the drive started. We'll do 2 or 3 of these. Got a few things to talk about as we go, so I'm just gonna go ahead and stick a random pin over here, and like I said, we'll go ahead and get started. Now, one of the things I want to do if we get lucky enough before the end of the video is go back to where we were in the previous one, where the car decided to okay. We're immediately going the wrong way through this parking lot. This is definitely a one-way parking lot, so, and even the spots were slanted, so that was pretty stupid. And now we're getting really awkward looks from people. So I'm gonna go ahead and take us over here. She is pointing out the obvious to me that I clearly already know. Didn't know we had traffic control in the parking lot already. But she is right, the FSD was wrong about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in park. Let's see if we can get it started off going the right way this time. All right, it does want to go the right way this time. So, like I was saying, if we can do it safely, I'm gonna go back to where we were in the last video and where it drove on the wrong side of the road. Somebody had commented asking or wondering if once we had crossed the next intersection, if the car would have picked up on the fact that it was going the wrong way. So if we can, we're going to go back there and test that out, but we'll do a couple random ones first, and we'll do that near the end of the video. So, yeah, already not off to a good start. I don't know why it felt like it should have gone that other way. I don't know if that's map data or what that is. But it definitely backed out. I mean, like, all indications were that we were supposed to go the other way. The parking spot was slanted in that direction and everything. Clearly it wasn't paying attention to the angry lady. Oh, that was really bad. Another really bad brake slam, just like what happened at the beginning of the last video. Once again, we had people behind us this time. They weren't super close to us or anything, but that could have been a bad situation. It can't be doing this brake slamming stuff, and I don't know why it's doing this all of a sudden. I was not having that issue at the beginning of, or when I first got the version. So we're still on 13.2.2, and for the first while that I had it, it wasn't doing any of that. And Tesla says that they don't change anything in between updates. Like, there's no, what did somebody call it before, phantom updates or something like that, like changes that happen in between when you get software updates. But it sure seems like there is. And once again, I'm still not saying that it's bad. It's still very good, but the brake slamming has picked up considerably since I first got the version. So maybe I need to calibrate cameras or something like that. I don't know. Are y'all experiencing the same thing? Because it's noticeable for me. Every single time I start from park now, even when I'm in a normal parking spot, like before, it was almost flawless pulling out of like normal parking spots. It's like every time I start now, I get a brake slam or a really harsh brake at the beginning of each drive. So coming out of here, we need to wait. We've got traffic coming from both sides. I would probably wait after this truck goes, but no, it's making the right call. There's plenty of room. Okay, and we're getting pretty close to our first destination. I didn't set that pin very far away. So once we get there, we will pick another one, and then depending on how long the video is getting at that point, like I said, we are going to head back to that other location. Just scope it out, see if it's safe and everything to replicate that situation from the last video. All right, finally got a green light. So speed profiles are turned off at this point, and I can feel the car just considerably slow down. Now, some of that's because we're in a parking lot, but I don't know, you can just feel it. As soon as they turn off, it just feels like there's a lead weight tied to the back of the car. So it looks like we got some people walking around up here. And then once again, every time the speed profiles turn off, the car immediately biases over to the side of the road. So even back then, or even back there, just a little bit, the car was driving off to like the right of the parking lot. And if you watched the last video, it like got so close to the edge of the road at one point I had to disengage. It was being really bizarre. So my pin, I kind of have it like set off in the field. So it should just pull over to the side of the road right here and stop, I would think. I don't really think we can get close enough to that pin. Or maybe I'm wrong. I really don't know the area that well. Okay, it should be parking itself here. Okay, I was kind of worried for a second it was going to try to like drive over there or something. All right, not bad. Had a disengagement and had to intervene and everything at the beginning of it. Let me figure out where I'm at here. Let's go to this church. All right, so let's pay attention. I'm going to start from park. Let's see if it does that brake hitting again. So I've engaged. Did not do it that time. Interesting. It would have if I hadn't said something before. He kind of caught me off guard. I didn't see him coming. Oh, I like that the car slowed down as it approached that crosswalk because there was a dumpster to our left and you really couldn't see past it. That felt really good. That's exactly what I would have done through there. And I was kind of hoping that UPS truck would stay there and we'd have to go around them, but it is all good. So we've got 5 minutes to this next destination. I can't talk today. 5 minutes to this next destination. We are off to a much better start this time around. Now, there was nothing wrong with it pulling out there. There was a car coming up behind us, though. They weren't close to us or anything. There was no safety-related issue whatsoever there. Me, personally, I would have just waited for them to pass. They were already on the road. They were the only car on the road. I don't know, I just wouldn't have pulled out in front of them. And we did not, like, to be totally clear, we did not cut them off or anything even remotely close to that. That was just a personal preference thing. I would have absolutely waited for them. Okay, I'd also be giving these people to our left more room, for sure. Once again, not safety critical there. I didn't feel the need to take over, but I don't know, just courtesy. I would have given them, I would have gotten over to as far over to the right of the road as possible. Just to once again let them know, hey, I see you. I'm not going to hit you, mow you down or anything like that. Nicely done through there. Let's see if it controls for this weird little stop sign here. And now it has in the past, but I haven't been through here in a while, so it is showing it as a stop sign. And we're going to have another disengagement here, I can already tell. It is going to, once again, try to drive through this street that's closed. Yep, so count that as another disengagement. So this area over here is proving to be a little bit tough for the car. It's having quite a few issues driving the wrong way down streets, trying to go through closed roads. We're clearly still not reading signs, but that's nothing that we hadn't already talked about before. So let's see. Let's set one for over here through this circle. So after we go to this next one, we'll go ahead and go back to the area where the car drove the wrong way. We'll see what it does then. All right, I kind of like the look of that route. Let's do it. Okay, we're starting. No brake slam yet. Okay, that wasn't bad, and it had to do quite a sharp little turn there to get going, so I don't know, maybe we'll get a flawless drive this time. So I wonder how long it's going to be before the car can start reading these street closed signs. And I've talked about this in other videos, the street sign or the sign reading ability. My gut still tells me that Tesla is still doing something to make the car not read signs for whatever reason. I would just think by this point, with all the millions of video clips that this model has seen, that it would be reading certain signs and that it would be obvious, but it's just not doing that yet. It feels like it's reading no signs except for stop signs. And I've also kind of almost got this gut feeling that I think it is reacting to stop signs, but I think there's some manual programming built in somewhere that actually makes sure that it comes to a complete stop. Because sometimes you can... Here we go with brake slamming. I'm tapping the pedal there. I don't know what this is all about. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Am I doing something wrong here? Do I need to calibrate my cameras? They're clean. I just washed the car the other day and intentionally cleaned all the cameras. So, now in that particular case, there was a pedestrian on the crosswalk who was trying to cross through the crosswalk that we were going through, but we were already past her, and she was going to walk out behind the car. So if we were trying to stop for her, all we really did was hinder her by slamming on the brakes in the middle of the crosswalk. So in the next episode of the Random Destinations, we'll probably go somewhere else, but I will, when we get more versions, or newer versions, I'll come back here and we'll retest out some of these routes and see if some of these issues are resolved. I'd be interested to go back to the beginning where we started. We were at a post office when it pulled out and went the wrong way. And that's just another example of it not... So the people across from us have the right of way right now. They don't even actually have a stop sign. They've got a yield sign. Ugh. That made me uncomfortable. Let the Jeep go. So this is a weird intersection. They have a yield sign. The people to our left have complete right of way. There's no stop sign or anything. I don't know. I think that if any of them had hesitated for any longer across from us, my car was going to go. Okay, so we're half a mile from our next pin, or from our next destination. Now over here to the right is the road that the car drives the wrong way on, so probably once we get to this destination, I'll drive us back over here. We'll go back there, recreate the situation again. I would have given that biker more room. Well, not a safety thing still, but or not like a direct safety thing, but it's just like we've got more room to the left of our lane. Just give them a little bit more room. Or maybe me personally, I just give pedestrians way more room than everybody else does. But it's like when there's available room in the lane, I'm gonna give more room to them. You know, you never know what kind of crazy stuff can happen. Somebody could fall off their bike. I don't know. I just don't want to be in that situation if I don't have to be. So once again, it's just like I can feel the car driving super slow. The speed profiles aren't on. I feel like I've been complaining a lot in this video. And I don't know, you know, I'm not trying to be a big complainer about it. I mean, it's amazing. But it's still doing a lot of really weird things. But, you know, that's the point of all this testing. We want to see what can still be improved on, what the car is still doing wrong. So this is a good display of, you know, a lot of people say, oh, it's so good, but it's not perfect. But then they don't tell you what's not perfect. I think, I'm trying my best to show y'all what all of that not perfect is. And here we go again with these random destinations. I always end up stopping where there's people walking by, and it's just always so awkward. I don't know. I always feel like they think I'm stopping for them. But anyway, I'm going to drive us back over to that place where the car was driving the wrong way down the one way, or I'll have the car drive us over there, and we'll pick back up once we get there. So enjoy this little fast forward while we go. Speed profiles are off. We're driving extremely slow and really far over to the right side of the road. I mean, we got a little bit of room between us and the curb, but just wanted to point that out again. And that was me accidentally pressing the windshield wiper button. All right, so we're getting pretty close to where it wants to drive on the wrong side of the road. Once we go past this stop sign, I am 99% certain that we need to move over to the right side of the road. So I'm going to do my best to replicate this, but I don't want the situation to become unsafe. If I see any hint of a person coming, I'm immediately gonna move us over to the right side of the road. So yeah, once again, it's driving wrong side of the road for sure. We should definitely be over there. And we are very clear in the distance. I can see that there's nobody coming. These people in front of us are turning right. So we're even controlling for that stop sign there. And we're still on the wrong side of the road, and I can see somebody coming now, so I'm hopping over. That's not good. It can't be doing that. I even saw for a moment where the path planner like thought about moving over, but then it didn't. So I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. I'm gonna go ahead and close out the video there though. Overall, it did okay, but it certainly wasn't great. We're still having quite a few issues. You know, leave me your opinion whether or not you think those are minor or major issues. I can see both sides of the fence on it. But anyway, once again, thanks everybody for watching. We're like at 598 subscribers. We're so close to the end. So if you're watching and you're not subscribed, if you could consider subscribing, that would mean a whole lot to me. But one way or another, if you made it this long, really appreciate you watching. Let me know what y'all want to see in future videos. And until the next one, see you later.